Guys, welcome back to part 2 of this end of summer, beginning of autumn tropical fruit update from Melbourne, Australia, on the 2nd of March 2022. We have this moringa tree or drumstick, which finally, after 2 attempts, has successfully taken off and grown here in Melbourne at Fruitopia, in ground, not in the pot, we're in ground. I was thinking of cutting off this second branch, right, to give the main one more, give this one more chance, because this is like, what's he doing here? It's like you're disturbing me. But I've left it for now. Give us your opinion. What do you guys think? You think I should have 2 of them growing, or just the 1 leader? So, cherry moya doing good. This is the Finodehete, and he's loaded with a lot of fruitlets. At least 20, but they're all tiny. They just came, guys, over the last 2 weeks. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Like that one there, and that one in there, and that one there, and that one there, and there's a lot of them. Yep, then that one under there, and so on. It's very pretty, and the aroma is outstanding from the flowers all across. So that's a 12-year-old Anona here in Melbourne, and they're the red Deca bananas that have never fruited after 13 years. Can you believe it? It's true, no joke. But that's all right, guys. We've got so many other bananas that we can wait. We can wait on them whilst the others are fruiting. We've had countless banana racks over the last 10 years at Fruitopia. I'm guessing around 70, minimum 70. So they can take their sweet old time. And now we're at the oldest starfruit tree that I have. The Thai variety, I forget its name now, it just escaped my mind, and also no flowers yet, but lots of new growth, like crazy amount of growth. So we're holding our breath for the starfruit here, which is also 12 years old without fruiting. Next, we have this 5-year-old, or 4 to 5-year-old Longan, which is the oldest one I have, and this has just gone crazy at the end of summer. We got all this flush here. This whole branch came in 1 month, and before it was only this branch here and that branch, and just a little bit under here, right? That was the whole tree, this part here, and bang, this grew, which was amazing. A lot of growth. And here too you can see a lot of growth, and there in between the old, there's the old, right? So I'm pretty happy with this. This is the kohala. I've got 3 of them. So that's the view from the other side, right? So pretty happy with that. Again, like I said, very slow, very, very slow. Calamansi kumquat there, which is only a year old, just went into the ground in early summer. And here's another kohala longan, which was planted in spring, which was September 2021, right? Not much going on. These fruitlets will drop, just like this one here will drop, maybe. Not sure if it holds, but it doesn't really matter. What you want at this stage is growth, tree growth, not fruit. So these are the two longans, and they're both identical. The difference is this one is 3 to 4 years old, and that one is 4 to 5 years old, approximately. One of two allspices, which is in a pot. This really suffered in summer because I had it in direct sun, and it got smashed by the hot sun. I learnt my lesson. Look at the new growth since being in the shade. I learnt, guys, there was no instruction manual when these came from dailies. I thought it's tropical, put it in the hot sun. Smash! An inferno. That's what happened last year too. Last year I lost over $1,000 worth of tropical trees because I bought them and put them all in the hot sun in summer. I lost most of them. I didn't know. There's no instruction manual on the label here. See this? It's not written. It should be written on the label, but it's not. This is all the basic stuff, elementary. It doesn't tell you where to put the tree when you receive it on a 40-degree day. It's tropical, right? Yeah, right. Anyway, this is the North American pawpaw, which also suffered from the hot sun. I've had these in the ground for 3 years, and they still can't take the hot sun in Melbourne. They're sooks. Look at that one. I had to cover him because he was almost dead. He almost died. I mean, he's alive, but look at him. He's so sad he is. How sad. North American pawpaw, ultra sook, even more of a sook than the real tropicals. Unbelievable. These tamarillos are 1,000 times tougher than the anonas. Tamarillos, man, unbelievable. I've had these in the pot for 2 years and they just won't die in the sun, and I hardly ever water them or feed them. I never feed them. Look, they're fruiting. See the difference with Tamarillo and Anona? Huge difference. Unfortunately, not all trees are like the Tamarillo. So this guy did what he did last year. He started flowering at the end of summer last week. Yeah, he started flowering, which is bizarre. He did this in early spring too, but nothing will come of the flowers. I'll just drop. And I've got various bananas here. Rajapuri and Pisang Ceylon. The Rajapuri have fruited for me a couple of times. The Pisang Ceylon still hasn't fruited after 2 years in the ground. 2 years in the ground. And hasn't fruited yet. Come on guys, let's hop to it. Tasted the first passion fruit on this rogue passion fruit vine, which I planted a couple of years ago, and it sort of died back, and it decided to come back to life this summer on its own. So yeah, they were absolutely delicious, very sweet. Same variety as the one I have out the front. A new avocado that I bought from Bunnings back at the middle of February, a couple of weeks ago. It's a bacon, right? Very healthy. Under the fig tree, shaded. It gets morning sun. I'm hoping to plant that out sometime in March. A few tropicals from dailies here. A couple of mangoes, a couple of longans, a mulberry. Jabuticabas and some figs. That's a late one coming now. These are all cuttings I made from my tree. I did this last summer, and this summer they grew nicely in their first year. About 6 of them, I think. Yeah. The reed avocado, which freaked out on me when I put it in the ground back in December, so I put it back in a pot, slowly recovering. It's going in the right direction, back to life. That was sad that the reed couldn't take the position where I planted it. This is Maprang. that I got from Ross Creek, and it's got new growth. These 2 new leaves came in February, and it looks like more growth is coming now in the middle there. See that? So that's good news. After it got scorched and burnt during that heat wave back in early February. Remember when I came scorched and dead? There's still a couple of dead trees there from dailies that I got, and my prang is doing good, slowly coming back. That's the one that Ross Creek mislabeled as a meringue. A whole bunch of tropicals here mixed from Ross Creek and dailies. I got a couple of new guys that came in the last couple of weeks, which I never unboxed for you guys quickly. I got a couple of new passion fruit. I got a couple of new wax jambu. What else haven't you seen? I think you've seen all the rest. Oh, and I got a couple of new dragon fruit. Did I say that already? No, I didn't. Yep, Dark Star and purple, what was it? Pink Panther. So we've got a couple of new dragon fruit, couple of new passion fruit, couple of new wax jambu. Purple wax jambu, pink wax jambu, and red. Another allspice, which is doing really great. These do really well in Melbourne, the allspice. Even the leaf, when you smell it, so it's just amazing. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. This is a Kwai Muk or Kwai Mak. That's doing real good. A new starfruit tree that I got a month ago. The Arkan, which is doing great. Oh, this is new too. This is a new mulberry I got from dailies. The Angela. And it's grafted. It's meant to be the sweetest of all mulberries. Well, we'll see about that. And you've seen the others, guys. You've seen the other guys in here. The Cherry Moya, the Lucuma, Canistel, Matisia, and soursop. Yeah, I got a soursop too. Oh, you saw that, the giant soursop, yeah. Oh, you didn't see these. I didn't unbox these. I got more mangoes. Yeah, I got 2 Manila mangoes and another banana mango and an Irwin, a dwarf. Yeah. And they're doing good. Look, I've had them for 2 weeks. And they're waking up. Banana Ken's waking up too. Backups. Apparently these banana mangoes are cold hardier than the Indian varieties. Like these 3 dead ducks. I lost these because I had them in the direct sun all summer. Bang, 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 dead. Yeah, if they were under the ginger here, they would have survived. But you live and learn, right? So I lost Brooks Late, and I bought that in January, beginning of January, and it was dead at the end of January. That took only 2 weeks to die in the hot sun, real fast. Valencia Pride, forget it, never getting that again. Way too tropical for Melbourne. That's the second Valencia Pride I've lost. And finally, the Alfonso, never getting that again either. These are way too tropical. The same with the Maha Chanook. Way too cold sensitive. I've lost a couple of those too. Yeah, so if you've been counting from part 1 and part 2, I've lost 6 mangoes, 5 or 6 mangoes, grafted ones. Or 7. There's another one over there that I've lost. That's the R2E2, which should be fine for Melbourne, but I lost it. Again, it was in the hot sun. There's 2 other mangoes I have here. And by the way, guys, that experiment I did with sand and perlite and coir, it didn't turn out to be as good as I had hoped. So I'm going to change that formula by incorporating less sand and adding potting mix. There's no potting mix in these. This one's got potting mix, but there's no potting mix in all those mangoes that died. It was just straight sand and coir, coconut coir, and yeah, that's why they died. Not only because they were in the sun, they were drying out. The pots were getting hot and they were drying out. Yeah, so after watering it on a 37-degree day, everything was dead dry after 2 hours. Duh. Yeah, so again, I've learned. This is the only remaining macha chanuk I have out of 3. I lost 2 of them. And that's my Kensington Pride grafted. So guys, that's what we learned this summer with a lot of the tropicals. Now over here where I had the reed avocado in summer, I pulled it out and put in a large leaf grimmel jabuticaba, and it's doing really good. Look at that, straight from Ross Creek. This was $100, $100 for this Australian. It's about 70 American. That's the Wampy, the new Wampy I got. Look how it's grown. Can you believe it? This guy arrived in a box with dead trees from Dailies, right? About 6 weeks ago, and he arrived in this condition, whilst the other trees were all dead. Yeah, and this is the Yim Pei. The Yim Pei not only survived death in that box for 2 weeks at the storage center of the courier company, it thrived during the same period the other trees were dying. Look at that, look at that. This guy wins the award for the most fittest tropical or subtropical at Fruitopia for 2021-2022. The award goes to him. Man, oh man. Okay, I got a couple of new papayas that I've never had before. They seem to be doing okay. I've had them for a month now. It's from a new online supplier that I'm testing them with these papaya, and also a mulberry that I got from them, and I can't remember where it is. So this variety of papaya is known as Tai Nung. Never heard of it. Have you guys heard of it? This here is the Dwarf Dukas, which I got from Dailies about a month ago, and you saw me unbox this. That's ready to go in the ground. It's even got a little pup, right? I love it. Bananas are so easy, so easy. I wish I could say the same for all the others. Now, the lamb has that I pulled out of the ground, guess what? It's making a recovery again. Recovery number 2. It's making a recovery, guys. So I don't know if this is a false alert, but look at it. Look at that vigor. Huh? So it's looking good. It's looking really good. The lamb has is back and pushing. It's pushing all the way down, even below the graft. Okay, so we've got a lot of inventory here to show you. And we're still in the backyard. Looks like I'm gonna do 3 parts to this update. Hope you don't mind. I know many of you have been waiting for this all summer. Guys, I was too busy in January and February to document because it was 30 to 37 degrees every day for 2 months and not a drop of rain. 100 Fahrenheit for our American friends. Okay, pawpaws. These are backup pawpaws. They're doing great, much better than the ones in the ground because these were shaded and those others weren't. Some more jabuticabas, 1, 2, 3, 4, doing great. A little bit of burn on that one. This is what I wanted to show you. It wasn't a mulberry, it was a guava. The place I bought these papayas from, I also got a guava from. And this guava is called, where is it? I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I had a allergic reaction just then, so I sneezed. This guava is called Alabad. Alabad, guys, and it's meant to be really good, really sweet. We like sweet and creamy guavas, not astringent sour ones. But look, frost-free, climate required, and a warm climate, so it's gonna be, you know what, in winter. Anyway, he's doing great. He's doubled in height since I picked him up a month ago. Look at that, huh? And I'll let you know the name of this company soon. We'll see how they do first. Anyway, here's another mango, the Quan, that's also had dieback. So I just cut it off at the top there. Right, the Quan. And this guy's in that new soil mix, which I won't be using again in summer. Right, no potting mix at all. Just sand and coconut coir and perlite. Not the best. Here in Melbourne. Now, if you're in Brisbane where they had 1,000 millimeters of rain, yeah, this is what you use. This is what you use. But if you're in Melbourne without any rain all summer, this is not what you use. Otherwise, you're going to lose 7 mango trees like I did. Okay. Next is the rose apple. Can't wait for this one. Delicious. That's doing really well, with new growth everywhere, on every tip. Look at this. Huh? Pretty. This is like a cold tolerant version of wax jambu, or very closely related. Look at that, huh? He's doubled in height since I picked him up in spring. So we've got some canistel. These are all seedlings. Canistel seedling, madrono, lemon drop mangosteen seedlings, mamey sapodi seedlings. These are all babies. Rollinia seedling over there. Poshti, custard apple, take 2. The first one died. And over there we've got a abiu seedling and a chacha seedling. In the middle there, that tall guy, see that tall guy there? Getting really tall up there, is a sandpiper fig. He's like tripled in height. Tripled in 1 month. Wow, be careful of the sandpiper fig. Wow. A couple of more cherry moya here, the white and the Sophia, yeah. Pitanga tuba, this one flowered, even set little fruit during summer, that is January, February, but dropped them recently. It was about 5 or 6 little fruits. I up-potted it a couple of weeks ago because it was drying out every time I watered it. I up-potted half of these plants in the last 2 weeks. because they were drying out the same day that I was watering them. And now, problem solved. So even though it's the end of summer, I still had to do it, guys, because I'm not going to be watering twice a day in March, April. No way. Now I water them every third day. Okay, and then we've got some Aracha Boy. This one is doing very good. And there's another one right there. That one I have had for a year, which is doing so-so. This one I've had for 6 months and is doing really well. A lot of new growth came over summer. These are very dry. It's that dry leaf. No moisture at all. The Aracha Boy. I up-potted the Malabar Chestnut tree, this one here in front with the big leaves. I did that a couple of weeks ago too. It was drying out so fast. There's another Ambarella. See it there? It's doing great in that pot there. Amla, an Amla tree, which is the Indian gooseberry, just behind there, is doing okay. 4 little achachas there, doing okay. Everything's doing okay here, right? So, oh, and I've got a Rico something hot pepper plant there over there. It's a pepper plant tree, and that's doing great. I had to up-pot him twice in summer. Very vigorous. This is the sweet tamarind, doing really good. Also doubled in size over spring summer, as you can see. I got this at the beginning of spring, around September, October 21, and now it's like, wow. I up-potted him as well a couple of weeks ago during late February. Right, you've got a trunk there that's drying out real fast, so you can't have it. Was in a small pot like this one here. Hang on, see the pot size difference? He went from that pot to that pot. So it's doing really good, the sweet tamarind. And over there we have the cherry of the Rio Grande, which is doing good, but I should have planted him more left, not here, because he's underneath the jujube, which I'm gonna cut back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But positioning, that would have been better right there in the middle. It's too close to him. Another black sapote. This is the Bernica, which is doing good in a pot. This one was out in the full sun all summer, and he never suffered. He didn't lose one leaf. And I've seen a few of you guys, Urban Bounty and Elisa, their black sapotes got roasted in the hot sun. Not mine, not the Bernica. The Bernica took the full sun like a champion. Thai Guava doing good. Blackberry Jam Fruit doing okay, right? Not much growth. I mean, you got a lot of new tips everywhere, but no no real growth, except little things like that. Very, very little, right? Very, very little. Maybe 4 inches. There's a little bit of growth there coming now. So, Blackberry Jam. Okay, let's have a look. Blackberry Jam Fruit, for real. Didn't make that up. The dragon fruit. This is the white one that I got from Ken a couple of years ago. The tamarind, native Australian tamarind, hanging in there, up there. Hasn't done anything along the trunk, but he's happy. Another Kohala Longan, number 3. He's really healthy. I upsized the little Wampy seedlings I had. put them in bigger pots. Gurumichama got up potted. I have to go around there now to show you the green sapoti. That's the pepper plant I was talking about, the chili. Ricotta tree. See that? This guy here. Wow. He's tripled in the last month. And that's the oldest of the two green sapoti, not green gauge. Right, a lot of new growth at the top. This, by the way, grows all year, including in winter. It's like the loquat. Same cold tolerance as a loquat. Can you believe it? And it tastes like a mamey sapoti. Wow, it's a must-have. Must-have, guys. Imagine tasting mamey sapoti from a tree that can take Melbourne's winter outdoors unprotected in ground. That's why I got two of them. And this is another view of all the tropicals you saw earlier from behind. The abiu and the achacha, the Relinia number 1 and Relinia number 2 over there, and the fig, the sandpiper. This guy, he's tall, but watch the leaves, they're like sandpaper. That's why it's called sandpiper. Not sand, is it sandpaper or sandpiper? Oh, sandpaper, and I was calling it sandpiper. Ah, okay, sandpaper. Well, it sure is a sandpaper. Wow, dangerous. But very, very fast growing. Unfortunately, I can't say the same about all these tropicals here. Very slow growing. All of these are super slow. All of them. Except for the fig and this ricotto. Is it ricotto or ricotta? Ricotto chili tree. The only two fast growing plants I have here. All right. Taro's doing great. 2 guavas doing really well here. These are new guavas that I got at the beginning of summer. I still don't have the aman. I want to get the aman. As you can see, these are doing great. They're even flowering. Right? Lots of flowers. This is the Starling's White. This one supposedly it doesn't have many seeds. That's its draw card. It's almost seedless. This one is a China pear. I've already got one of these, but it died back and I thought I lost it. So as a backup, I got another one, but the China pear I had grew back. It's back to life. Yeah. Okay guys, I'm gonna have to do a part 3 before I move on to the next trees here. Hope you enjoyed part 2. Come back for part 3. See you soon.